All right. Good morning. I think we are live. Um, Good morning, my people. Thank you for joining us this weekend. We know we're a little bit late, but we are here now. So welcome. We thank you so much for being here. My name is Mona Chimsaga, and I am here in Houston, Texas. I will have my sisters introduce themselves. And by the way, we do have a guest in the house, as you can see on our screen, and we will introduce her appropriately later. So sisters, please go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, viewers. My name is Augusta. I'm here in Richmond, Texas. Thank you for being part of this morning.
Awesome. Sister V.
Good morning, viewers. My name is April Simon Okube. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. Our food for thought this morning. You see, the world has a purpose. The world has to see everything. It has a purpose. So does humanity. If you are a human, it is important for you to discover your purpose on earth. You are not a product of chance, but a product of a perfect blueprint. Therefore, seek the blueprint of your destiny and follow it diligently. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Ekwe, for that. And I'm just going to start ahead with our topic today, which is Nigeria and nine other countries blacklisted for violation of religious freedom. So we're going to look into the Middle Belt perspective today. We have our guests that will help us to bring that perspective. As usual, our topic is posted on the platform so that you can follow. And we'll start with introduction. So if any of you have seen our flyer for the week, we talked about Secretary Pompeo tweets on this designation of Nigeria as a country of concern under the International Religious Freedom Act of 1998. In this tweet, the US further accused Nigeria of engaging systemic, ongoing, egregious religious freedom violation against their people. However, we know about our information minister, Lai Mohammed, and Nigerian Minister of Foreign Affairs. They gave most outlandish response to this tweet. So today we are going to look at the Middle Belt perspective because we know they have taken the blunt of this lately. So our special guest, uh, Mary, Jim May, who is a mix of Igbo and TV background in finance and accounting, as well as a program manager. She will be giving herself a proper introduction. So her passion is in the welfare of forgotten people in Nigeria who have been left behind for so long. So some of the critical questions that we'll be answering today will be, is Nigeria really a secular nation? Why is Nigeria's wealth being transferred to Niger Republic while we watch? Why is Nigeria a member of OIC? OIC standing for Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Who are the members of Multi-Regional Peacekeeping Force? Yeah, wait till we give you that information. And then, what does 1999 Constitution have to do with all of this? So we're going to tie all of this in today. But before we do all of that, let me have our special guest, Jim May, to please go ahead and introduce herself formally. Please, Jim. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much. And for those who are watching internationally, it's probably good afternoon or good evening in some places. So thank you very much for having me. My name is Jean May. I am from Nigeria, and my dad is Igbo, and my mom is from Benue State, which is in the Middle Belt. And so I am really excited to be here. My background is, as mentioned previously, is, pretty much in finance and accounting and program management. But my passion has to do with the people of Nigeria. Yes, all the people of Nigeria, but specifically, we have a lot of people that are in the villages. This way we have millions of people. And they have been left behind, not just from the Nigeria, which is very broken, as everyone knows, but they've even been left behind, even further behind from the world. And that's just really difficult to really see how their lives without proper housing, without clean water, without food, even being made even more difficult, how they're starving because of all these attacks on farmers, Christian farmers, I might add, and really just destroying farms with cows. When you see their plight, anyone that sees that plight, And thankfully, the rest of the world is really starting to catch on to that. We'll feel that burning, as a human being, to say, how can this continue to happen? And then when you look at the youth, and everyone has seen the NSARS, and you see the amount of work that these young people, youth and young people, have to go through just to graduate from school, the amount of sacrifice that it takes, and then they come out and there's nothing. Over 40% living under poverty levels. Do you know what that number represents in Nigeria? Almost 100 million people. I'll let you just take that in. And this is just from the government's numbers. Other people, other organizations have set that number much higher. 80 to 100 million people living in poverty.
Outstanding.
Over 100,000 Christians dead, and over 3 to 4 million displaced. 300,000 refugees that have left Nigeria. That's why I am passionate about the fact that the will of the people must be reestablished. Amen. And all of us, not just Nigerians, everyone, must stand up and be a voice and be a freedom movement advocate. Thank you very much for having me again.
Thank you. All right. You are going to August, I think, go ahead and talk about the videos and which ones are to.
Yeah, thank you, Sister Muna. Do you want to show the first video, the terrorism in Nigeria? Go ahead and show it.
Africa is warning that Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and other Islamic terror groups are now trying to take over parts of the continent's most populous nation. Major General Dagvin Anderson says Muslim terrorists have set their sights on Nigeria's southern and northwestern regions, and the U.S. is now sharing specific intelligence with the country.
So this intelligence sharing is absolutely vital, and we stay fully engaged with the government of Nigeria to provide them an understanding of what these terrorists are doing.
Their goal? Eventually turn Nigeria into a Muslim country and force Christians, who make up half the country's population, to either leave or convert.
Christians are in the eye of the target, and they're coming after them.
And the numbers are staggering. August 6th, Muslims stormed 4 remote Christian villages in Kaduna State, killing 22 villagers. July 24th, 21 dead, 4 injured, and several Christian homes destroyed by militants. July 19th, 19 people killed when assailants armed with guns and machetes attacked a wedding reception. And the list goes on. Leading human rights groups say what's going on in Nigeria is a genocide.
If you look at what's happened in the last 20 years, George, it's just a massive number of attacks against Christians. Look, 50 to 70,000 have been murdered.
For years, the main terror group was Boko Haram, which seeks to overthrow the government here and create an Islamic state.
They go after Christians and moderate Muslims. They push a hardline Muslim agenda. It is their intention to establish a caliphate and to just rid all of Nigeria and West Africa of any Western influence whatsoever.
Now, there's a new actor on the scene. In Nigeria's so-called Middle Belt region, where the Muslim North meets the Christian South, a terror group made up of Muslim Fulani herders are killing thousands of Christians. More than 1,400 Christians were hacked to death in just the first 7 months of 2020 by Fulani herders.
Unfortunately, the secular media are quite often biased and trying to present this as a tribal conflict rather than religious.
Nigeria's president, a Muslim, has so far done very little to stop the bloodshed. His police and army are also mostly made up of Muslims.
The attackers are never captured. They are not prosecuted. The security services respond very slowly. A full day can go on with attacks attacks happening and no security shows up. And frequently, the government officials will provide cover.
Helpless and vulnerable to almost daily attacks, leading Catholic bishops are now urging Nigerian Christians to defend themselves. Human rights groups are asking the White House to appoint a special envoy to help end the persecution of Christians in Nigeria.
Unless the world takes note and puts pressure, economic pressure, sanctions, visa bans on the officials who are responsible for this travesty and for not reining in the terror, then Nigeria will continue to be a bloodbath.
Meanwhile, King's Group is helping more than 3,000 Christians who lost their businesses, homes, farms, or land to Boko Haram and Fulani militant attacks. International Christian Concern has created communal farms to give victims the opportunity to rebuild their lives.
When they get back to work, the family is fed, they have a future, the kids can go back to school. It's a restoration of hope. It really is. And it's much more than just economics. It's the whole community. It's all the parts of life, the emotional, the physical, the mental. It means a lot to them.
ICC and so many.
This is the best report you can ever get about all these things that have been going on. They call it what it is. They call it a thing when it comes to this report. And this is what we've been lamenting all along. And some people are calling it headsman and farmers clash. And we're telling you that the terrorists, the Islamic terrorists are coming over to take over the land. And some people think it's a joke. The sad part about all of this, that the media knew about this and they were in cahoots with whoever the Islamic OIC, whoever that is wanting to do this. They were in cahoots, including the so-called CNN that is now talking about the Lekki massacre. So they have not heard of all the massacres that have been going on in Middle Belt all along. Now you want to just focus on Lekki massacre like you're the greatest news reporter on the face of this universe. Disgusting. We are going to go on to the next video.
Okay, the second video pertains to how they are admitting Fulanese and claiming that they are Nigerians. You know, we've been saying this all along, that the Buhari administration is all about his people. When I mean his people, not the Nigerians, the Nigerians, the Niger Republic. So he is admitting the Fulanese and claiming that they are Nigerians. Please watch, Sister Mona, go ahead.
Befitting mansions built for them by the state government in their state capital, and either in Lagos.
This is the third video, right, Sister Augustine?
No, it's not. No,
Yeah,
it's not.
that's not the video. That's
This comes after the second one.
This one comes out,
Yes.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Federal government use resources for this country to accommodate Fulani men who are not Nigerians. You see, as I said, we're already accommodating them. Do you delineate and then really know who is not a Fulani man from Nigeria? They are all Nigerians because I said their identity, their own citizenship is Nigerian, even though we have relations all over the world, all over Africa. And so presumably they are Nigerians. I think you get
it. This is the one that was telling us that it is fluid. You know, they are fluid. He said they have to fit into all these.
Yes, that their population is fluid. They are flowing from everywhere, so you don't know who is who. And that's why they stopped Good Luck when he wanted to do national ID. They make sure it not work.
Well, don't you guys know? Anyone can go to any country and become a citizen. That's the world, the new world order, right? There's no more immigration or anything of the nature. Anyone can go anywhere and be a citizen of Nigeria.
So this is the third video. The third video is talking about what politicians are doing while terror overtakes the land and the people. They're practically doing nothing. As we have often said, it's all about the money, so they don't care about the people.
You say they're doing nothing.
No,
not something now.
Okay. You know, sometimes
they're doing something for themselves.
They're doing something for themselves. It's all about the money. That's what I said. It's all about the money that goes directly to their own pockets, not to the people. All right, Sister Mona, go ahead.
Mansions built for them by the state government in their state capital, and either in Lagos or Abuja. And the minimum recommended is a 5-bedroom house. Then furniture allowance for befitting furniture of the aforementioned property, and this furniture will be changed every 3 to 4 years. 100 million as gratuity, 100% of current basic salary of the incumbent, that is full salary for former governor for life. Brand new Jeeps and Hiluxes, which will be replaced every 3 years, 300% basic salary for car maintenance, 300% of basic salary for utilities, NEPA, water, 5 million monthly to pay for steward, cook, driver, personal aid, and security. Female security is also required for spouses. 100% of basic salary for entertainment. Medical allowances within the country and overseas for an unspecified number of family members for life. And it even applies to those who have more than one wife. I rest my case.
Does this not give you goose pimples? Does it not make your heart beat faster? Does it? I don't know what. Sister Amuna, please go ahead.
Let me just make a comment here, because when you're listening to that, you think that's bad? Think about that for someone who is currently in government and is receiving a pension and his current salary. That's fact in Nigeria. So if that makes you sick, double it. Or maybe if they have had this is their third time around.
Triple it.
That, and 40%, 82 million Nigerians, most of them children, living in poverty without food or shelter or clean water. And of course, they're not going to school. Think about that.
Something that I do. This is outrageous. I mean, this is awful. Something just has to give. It's no longer okay.
When you add all of that up, over 2.2 million US dollars. It has been calculated. Over 2.2 US dollars.
And that is per politician, correct? For one politician.
One.
President Trump don't earn that in total of a year. He does not earn that.
This is so egregious when you look at the world. The richest world economies, nowhere near. Nowhere. Look at America. Look at what lawmakers are paid. Nowhere near. And think about someone making triple that, double that. And then, and you look at, and that's why I say my passion is for the people who are being taken advantage of, the people who own these resources.
And even people like Facebook. Do you know Facebook is helping them to fight the information that we are sending? Facebook is blocking people. They are not sending notification. They are blocking people from listening to what we are saying. I added the Freedom from Nigeria on our page, and immediately they took it down. I wanted to run a promotion immediately. Usually it takes Facebook about 24 hours to tell you that they're going to run your video or whatever. Within 15 minutes, I got a reply, hell to the no. So we are not fighting just Nigerian government. We're fighting the evil forces behind Facebook that is making sure that information that's supposed to get to the people are not getting to the people.
Right, and quite frankly, one of the things that that was identified is the fact that all of this happened in Nigeria all these years have just been in the sidelines. It's been sidelined, right? It's been in the ICCs for how long? Since 2010. Yeah, the International Criminal Court, since 2010. And more people are being killed. More and more people are dying of starvation. They are dying of starvation, people.
Yeah, tell that to Facebook.
And yet, yes, it isn't being talked about. But we thank God because the good Lord has decided to intervene to make it impossible for this to remain under the rug. And this year, 2020, has been a huge year for getting everyone, a lot of the people who've been turning a blind eye, to really start seeing what's going on. And I'm sure we'll be talking about that a little bit as to all the things that have happened this year to bring attention to this problem. And hopefully this will galvanize all indigenous Nigerians to stand up and let their voices be heard.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Sister Jen, I have a question for you. As you know, this week, we mentioned that the US just indicted Nigerian government as one of the hosting and deploying terrorist country. The implication is that Nigeria has now been grouped into countries like Iran, where you have state-sponsored terrorists against their citizens. The known fact that America is at war with any kind of terrorism. So hosting and supporting enemies of America is not a joke at all, and Nigeria has found themselves in that category. So we should remember the drone strike near Baghdad airport. Was it in January, where the US attacked and killed one of the top general, Soleimani, along with 9 others. So do you think that the Nigerian government even understand the magnitude of this indictment? These stooges coming back?
Well, I'm not sure that they are getting that this is the first democracy. Are you listening? First democracy to be put in this situation. First democracy. And then when we, as we talk about everything else that have happened this year and what just happened yesterday from the ICC, you would understand what I'm talking about, how the world is now finally starting to understand what's going on and speaking out about it. Okay, so what did the US say? It put Nigeria on the backlist. And what does this do? It paves the way that if things don't change, that Nigeria could specifically be sanctioned, aid removed and things like that. Okay, so that's taking us a step in the right direction. If you remember, last year, they were noted as being a place where religious freedom was being curtailed, right? So we're in the ranks of Iran, China, Pakistan, Saudi, etc. And even though that his statement didn't give the reason why, but the US law says it's for any country that engages in or tolerates systemic, ongoing, egregious, it has to be egregious, meaning to such a level that the world cannot but notice, right? It has to be egregious violations of religious freedoms. And that's what is going on. And that's what the US is saying, is that this has to stop. Is it no wonder, wasn't it just last week, 100 farmers hacked to death, heads cut off, beheaded? And where was the government? Can anyone remind me what was said?
Let me remind you.
Please, I would like you.
The useless press secretary said that the farmers should have taken, what is it called? Should have taken
clearance.
Huh?
They needed clearance.
They needed clearance. Yeah, that was the word he used. They needed clearance to go to their own farm.
Yes.
And I'm wondering, where are they getting the clearance from? Is it from the Boko Haram?
No, from the Fulanis. That's what is going on. That's what they're coming to do. They take over your land. So if you want to enter your land, you pay them. You pay them, and they will give you clearance for you to enter your farm. And people say that
farm.
Yes, your own farm. So that's what is coming to the entire South, the entire Nigeria.
We're not even talking about the implication of all of this. Hunger is coming to the land. Serious hunger. So in order for you not to die of hunger, the only choice that you have is to convert. That's if they don't kill you. So this thing is very, very serious.
So yeah, so let's talk about that, right? Let's talk about Nigeria being placed on this backlist, and then the host of other things that have happened and the response. So basically, if going to the farm, you need a clearance, what about when you're in your house and you're being killed? Do we need clearance to sleep?
Yes.
Obviously, that's what it means.
Do we need clearance to sleep peacefully?
Yep.
And who's going to give that to us?
The Fulanis.
Okay. So again, very egregious. And then, when you talk about, what does Nigeria understand? What was the response? That, oh, Nigeria is a secular country? I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Again, what exactly does that mean? How does that address the fact that Christians are being killed, and in fact, moderate Muslims are being killed? How does that address that? Who cares what if you're secular or Islamic or whatever? When you are breaking international laws, it doesn't matter what your status is. I looked at that response and I was just puzzled. Does that mean that because of our status, it is okay to systematically kill your own people? Was that what he was implying? I mean, I was just astonished. I mean, did they actually take the time to understand what they are saying? Pretty much saying it's okay to kill people because that's our status. That is preposterous, absolutely preposterous. But again, they're not understanding the importance of that. They haven't even acknowledged the fact that the Fulani militia, the Fulani herdsmen on the global terrorist tracking are classified as terrorists. They are terrorists. But who is consorting with this terrorist? Nigerian government. Miyetti Allah is their organization. And Miyetti Allah has specifically taken responsibility for the killings of, and saying, can someone remind me again, that it is revenge killing. 100,000 people killed. Can anyone please show me where these herdsmen have been killed? Have you seen any bodies? Have you heard about where they've been killed? Where 1,000 of them have been killed? Maybe 2,000? 3? No. Over 100,000 Christians and moderate Muslims killed. 3 to 4 million removed from their land. 300,000 they've fled from Nigeria. 300,000 refugees. And as you said, starvation coming. No, they're not understanding the importance of it. But late breaking news, as we saw yesterday, the ICC. Ooh,
they finally woke up.
They finally woke up. They finally woke up. Let's talk about what they talked about, because this is big. This is huge. And in fact, as we're talking about it, Al Kanasi, put out what she wrote, okay? Because that is the most damning statement so far that we have seen. It is the most damning statement. And we really must pause right now and just to say thank you. Thank you, world, for staying on top of this. We thank the members of parliament in the UK who have been on this, talking about this. We thank ICON, there's Inter-Society, there's ADF, Nigerian Christian Lives Matter, the Daughters of the Truth. The movement for New Nigeria has been hopping on this issue for the past 20 years when it started. Because it is when it started, with that 1999 Constitution.
Exactly.
We've got to thank Amnesty International. Okay, lots of rights organizations, both human and religious rights organizations, have been on this in the background, just telling the ICC, come on, what is going on? And finally, okay, so Nigerians that say, oh, well, nothing ever happens. Well, it does happen. So let's take a look at the statement that she made. Okay, I'm just going to read some of this. This is Fatwa Bensouda on the conclusion of the preliminary examination, right? She says, today I announce a conclusion of the preliminary examination of the situation in Nigeria. I'm going to go past, her initial thing and talk about what she specifically concluded on. Specifically, my office has concluded that there is a reasonable basis to believe that members of Boko Haram and its splinter groups have committed the following acts, constituting crimes against humanity and war crimes: murder, rape, sexual slavery, including forced pregnancy and forced marriage, enslavement, torture, cruel treatment, outrages upon personal dignity, taking of hostages, intentionally directing attacks against the civilian population or against individual civilians not taking direct part in hostilities, intentionally directing attacks against personnel, installations, material, units, or vehicles involved in a humanitarian assistance, right? Intentionally directing attacks against buildings dedicated to education and to places of worship and similar institutions, conscripting and enlisting children under the age of 15 years into armed groups and using them to participate actively in hostilities, persecution on gender and religious grounds, and other inhumane acts. Did you guys get the list there? Does anyone remember when we had the COVID lockdown in Nigeria, what was happening? Because a lot of people kind of failed to understand what that meant, because there was this whole outcry, especially by Mieti Allah, about the Almajiris. You guys remember that?
No.
Where Almajiris were being smuggled into the South.
Oh, yeah. We saw that.
And people, they were said, oh, they're just beggars. Okay, and one of the things that Nigerian Christian Lives Matters brought attention to the world is the fact that they're trained killers. How are you going to beg when there's a lockdown? Where are they going to stay? And why exactly are these beggars looking so healthy?
I know,
those
right?
young men, they're strapping, right? Right? Remember, they were hidden in trucks, they were hidden among cattle. They were trying every which way to get them in. Those are the soldiers, and they are in the forests. We know this. Okay, so the ICC, okay, is saying that while the majority of criminality within the situation is attributable to non-state actors, we have also found a reasonable basis to believe that members of the Nigerian security forces have committed the following acts, constituting crimes against humanity and war crimes. And they list the whole same thing as they listed as the Boko Haram, ISIS, ISWAP, Fulani herdsmen. That's a damning indictment right there. So yes, the world is starting to hear in 2020, and it's starting to spill out, okay? So no, they're not taking this seriously, but again, remember, this just came out yesterday. So let's see how they respond to the combination of things, okay? So let's talk about the, in September of 2020, Buhari made a surprise announcement. Do you guys remember that? About his conversation with Donald Trump in 2018 and the specific question that Donald Trump asked him? I was surprised that he would say that. Donald Trump asked him, why are you killing Christians? Donald Trump didn't ask him, why are Christians being killed? Are you doing nothing about it? He asked him, why are you killing Christians? Why are you killing your people? I think everyone just kind of glossed over that statement as if like, oh, well, no, but it's not. He's asking a specific human being that is right in front of him, why are you killing your people? No, they don't understand the enormity of what this means. And that's why it's really important. That's why, you know, the people that put together the Freedom from Nigeria, it's really important that we bring all of this together in one place, because that's what's been missing. So anyone can go to one place and see all this put together so you understand quite clearly what is happening. It is vital for everyone to understand it, not just Nigerians, but the international community who are going to weigh in on what happens to Nigeria. Okay, so I'm going to talk about one more thing. In June 2020, there was a press call sponsored by the Washington-based NGO in Defense of Christians, where the former U.S. Congressman Frank Wolf called to call the campaign against Christians in Nigeria's Middle Belt a deliberate genocide.
It is.
A deliberate genocide. This is in June 2020. And that Nigeria was becoming, and I quote, the biggest killing ground of Christians in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are not understanding. Because it doesn't matter whether you're a secular or non-secular country. There isn't any status of a country that gives it the right to allow the killing of its people and do nothing. Oh, I'm sorry, they didn't do nothing. What was that again that they did? They pardoned them.
No, they didn't pardon them. They are the one doing it. The government.
Wait. Let's just talk about what we know for facts. You know, because we're, you know, it's been alleged, and everyone is alleging it. You know, if everybody's alleging it, obviously, you know, it's gotta be true. But put that aside. Let us talk about the facts. 100,000 of your people dead, and you pardon? Wait. You pardon them? 100,000 of your people dead? 3.5 million displaced? 300,000 have had to leave your country, and you pardon them? What am I missing? Help me, anybody, please. What am I missing?
Yeah, I'm missing the fact
Go ahead.
that they know what they're doing.
This happened in 2020.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. It is part of their plan. It's part of the strategy, and they will keep lying to the public and doing what they're doing. It's part of there's something it's called.
Any way for you not? Yes, there's no way for you not to come to that. You know, to say, wait a minute. No. This is why is it that every time there's an attack, there are no security forces there? Did you guys remember in that video what the American intelligence said? What did they say? They said that they are sharing intelligence with the Nigerian government, telling them precisely what these people are trying to do. If that's the case, and we have to believe them because they made the announcement, they put it in the papers, right? Yeah. I know that Nigerian Christian Lives Matter contacted the FBI, and the FBI took note of that and took it up, right? So if the US government is telling the Nigerian government when these things are going to occur, why is the Nigerian government never there to protect its people?
Because they're acting the script that has been written. They're not there to protect the people. They're there to kill the people and take over their land. Right from the time of Goodluck. Goodluck even told the whole world that we have Boko Haram as members of his government. He said that. He said that.
Well, that's kind of what we're trying to say. We're just gonna, you know, I'm just kind of focus on facts and let the viewer make their own, make up their own mind. Let's focus on the facts.
Absolutely, facts. Yeah.
What you hear from the media or from whoever, because they have been aware of all this killing. Nobody said anything.
Yeah, these are facts.
With the fact of those people, we have the facts that our people are being killed, and that is the fact.
But what I'm trying to say, it is important as we are laying out the you know what's going on, right? Because it came out, okay, the FBI got involved, and then they started publicly telling us that they are in contact with the Nigerian government and they're going to continue to share intelligence with them. Let's talk about this. This is the American force that went into Nigeria and rescued their people, right? So we know they have good intelligence, right? And we know
absolutely
one person, right? Okay, so if they're giving that specific level of information to the Nigerian government, and in fact, did you find it strange that they didn't involve the Nigerian government when they went to get their person? Why do you think that? I say they don't trust them anymore. What do you say?
Exactly.
They didn't trust them before. America has always known. That's what we're saying. America has always known.
What I'm trying to say is that now they actually came out in public and said what they were doing. And still, attacks are happening on people who have not gotten clearance.
It's so sad. It's so sad, Ms. Jane, with what they are doing so far. I know you touched on Nigerian secularism. You know, Lai Mohammed, Mr. Lai. His name is synonymous with lion, actually. He said that Nigeria is a secular state or country, and we all know that that is not true. Because in 2001, Nigeria registered with the IOC. I think they paid about $21 million then. Yeah, I think it was during about whose era, I can't remember actually, but they paid in money to be part of IOC. And IOC is an Islamic organization. Normally, if you are a community or you're an organization, you can register with IOC. But the country as a whole registered with IOC, making it look obvious that they are not a secular country, that they are probably, no, not even probably, an Islamic nation. And by 2000, we have already had 12 states. 12 states have moved to the Sharia part. Core Sharia, core northern part of the country has moved to Sharia. Now, we know that despite all of that, the killings in Kaduna has not abated. The killings in the Middle Belt has not stopped. As you rightly said, about 300,000 people have run away from that place. We have the ID camp?
IDP camp, yes.
IDP camp, where when I was looking at one of the pictures of the IDP, I was like, are you sure that is Nigeria? I know that Nigeria is bad, but I mean, that's terrible. That's worse. And we have some of those senators or whatever, saying that they have funded or they have paid into or they are taking care of the refugees. So it's so funny. So now I want you to tell us the Middle Belt perspective about all these killings. I know you've said a whole lot already. All these killings and why the IOC payment. Because people still believe that, oh, we are in a secular nation. Though we are no longer in a secular nation. It's now an Islamic nation. And they are using that to continue to foster and continue to, kill our people, and get on, as you rightly said, that where are those people, the Boko Haram people that are killing? Guess what? They are being reabsorbed into the army by Buhari. They are being reabsorbed to come and continue the killing officially now.
Yes, official killing.
Officially, yeah, they are being reabsorbed to come and continue the killing officially. So we just, put a little light on that. And secondly, remember that they're beginning to move our wealth from Nigeria to Niger Republic.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead and talk about this first. Then we'll talk about that one later.
So this is, everybody needs to understand this. If you understand nothing else about this, it doesn't matter if you're a secular or non-secular country. You don't have the right to kill your people. Period. But let's talk about Nigeria being a secular country. Okay, a secular country is one that claims to be officially neutral towards religion, officially. Okay, so when we talk about after 1999, let's say 2000, right after the 1999 Constitution, and Sharia was introduced in the 12 far northern states. What's Sharia? Sharia is religion. Lai Mohammed Sharia is religion. And I want to talk about that. I'm going to talk about just that specific things by giving you what has happened in 2020. Do you guys remember the headlines? Yeah? Yahya Sharif Aminu, 22, sentenced to death for blasphemy.
Yes.
That was in August 2020.
In a secular nation.
Sharia law.
In a so-called secular nation.
Okay. How about, oh my goodness, 13-year-old boy sentenced to 10 years in prison. What was his crime? I think it was, what was that now? Was it like lewd comments or something like that? Right? 13 years old.
In a secular
He was just
nation.
having a conflict with a friend. And he's gotten 10 years. And then April 28, 2020, we have Mubarak Bala, president of the Nigerian Humanist Association. He was arrested in Kaduna. Because he said that he said that the Nigerian evangelical pastor was better than Prophet Muhammad. Do you know what has happened to him since? No one knows where he is. There's no due process. Under Sharia law or whatever law, nobody really knows. He has disappeared and has not been heard from since. And by the way, the young 22-year-old singer, of which we can't find anything about him because now he has, the Nigerian Bar Association did get involved because they were denying him access to any attorneys. And they were denying him access to file an appeal until these various groups got involved. And the Kano State governor jumped up. He says, as soon as you sign it, I will have him executed. But we are a secular country, right? So this 13-year-old, same problem, being denied access. And you know his crime? He used foul language. Well, you know what? We better start arresting everybody in the US. That's pretty much more than 50% with the foul language we use. Oh, and let's not even try Australia, because they use foul languages freely, right? They just go around the world just arresting everybody and giving them 10-year sentences for. And you want to know what this violates the African Charter of Rights and Welfare of Children for the 13-year-old. But this also violates the Nigerian Constitution. Sharia law violates Nigeria's Constitution. And meting out all these death sentences definitely violates international laws. Okay, so lots of organizations have jumped into this. So we are a secular country. Well, actually, he's not totally wrong. The 12 states in the north, Kano, Kaduna, Zamfara, Sokoto, Katsina, Bauchi, Borno, Jigawa, Kebbi, Yobe, Niger, and Gombe have seceded from Nigeria. When you
obviously, that's what it means.
They have seceded from Nigeria. Because Nigeria is meant to be a secular country. Thank you, Mohammed, for reminding me. However, Lai Mohammed, did you fail to notice that 12 states are no longer secular? Did he fail to notice that?
His name is Lai Mohammed. So
Lai Mohammed, please
check
Wikipedia. Wait. Please go check. Just Google Sharia in Nigeria on Wikipedia, and they will show you the states that are Sharia, which is a religion, not secular.
Not secular.
And so should no longer be part of Nigeria because they have violated the Nigerian even though it's fake, but the Nigerian constitution.
Fake constitution.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. Yeah, it's a fake. Okay, so yes, 75% of Nigeria is circular. The 12 far north states are not. And that's in violation of the Constitution. And so they have effectively seceded from Nigeria. It's just the formality of it that now needs to happen.
Exactly.
So basically, all this time they should have been told, look, if you do that, which they did in 2000, right after that fake constitution came into play, that's how this is all happening. So when you hear the Movement for New Nigeria and Nina's talking about the fact that what is holding us hostage, what has enslaved us, what had caused apartheid in Nigeria is a constitution, you start to understand when you look at the genesis of when things started happening. The OIC, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, of which Nigeria is a member, there are 56 countries in there. They make up 24% of the world population. That's a huge number of people. And every single country on there is Islamic. Oh, and by the way, I know we're not talking about the multi-regional task force that's supposed to keep peace.
Yeah.
That is, yeah, they are Benin, they are Cameroon, they are Niger and Chad. Yay. Wait a minute, wait. Where are the Christian nations? What happened? Where are the Christian nations?
We've been captured.
Where's Ghana?
Multi-joint task force, MNJTF. No Christian countries. Who is protecting the Christians in Nigeria, in Cameroon, in Niger, in Chad? Who is protecting them? No one. Because the multinational joint task force is made up of Benin, Cameroon, Chad, Niger, Nigeria. Are we surprised that Christians are being persecuted in those places with impunity? Anyone surprised?
No.
You know, a lot of people didn't even know that, you know, because that's why, again, that's why it's important. That's why, you know, the, Freedom from Nigeria website, www.freedom from Nigeria, is important because it brings all of this information together. And yes, there's a lot of information. It's going to take them a long time to get all that information out there, but at least it directs everyone to a place where you can actually see what's happening, understand what's happening, and get involved to change it. Become a freedom movement advocate so you can be an agent of change, of saving lives. It's about protecting our children's future. It's about protecting the people's will, which has been hijacked in that 1999 Constitution. And all these things we're talking about, the genocide and impunity of it. The fact that the minority has seized power in Nigeria, similar to apartheid in South Africa. That's where we are, people.
And Ms. Jane, when we talk about the minority, we are talking about 9% of the entire population. That's what we're saying. 9%, that the Fulanese are practically 9-10% at the most.
So let's talk about that. I'm glad you brought that up. Because people are now starting to understand that they are indigenous houses who are moderate Muslims, and we've always lived at peace. What we're talking about goes back to Uthman Danfodio and his descendants, of which apparently a lot of the leaders, most of them, all of them, are descendants of the Fulanese, who have been trying for decades to conquer Nigeria. So yes, the numbers that we're talking about is the Fulanese. We're not talking about our brothers, the indigenous Hausas, who themselves were the first ones they started killing.
Exactly.
They migrated to the middle belt and to the south. They started killing them first. Because they're not the ones that are, they're not extremists. We lived at peace. Okay, so let me just throw one more little thing into the mix, right? Just one more little thing into the mix. Because I was reading yesterday where the UN was talking about the number of people displaced and IDPs, as you said, Augusta, and the 300 million, because, the last time I looked, it was 250, but as of yesterday, it's 300 million refugees. Guess what Nigeria is doing? Anyone want to guess? They are receiving refugees into Nigeria. It'll be really interesting to see what religion those refugees are. Because who do you think they probably are?
The
Fulanis. They're being replaced. The Hausas are being replaced.
Likely. So we are sending out 300,000. 300,000. But we're receiving. Why would a country that is sending out that number of people, displacing almost 4 million, be allowed to take in refugees? Why? Why would anyone trust that kind of a country to take in refugees?
Is UN not saying this? If they're going to give Nigeria some refugees, are they not saying the refugees that are leaving Nigeria to other countries? Are they not saying it?
That was my confusion yesterday as I was reading this article.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Thank you. I hate to say this on air, but when I say there's some spirituality going on here, when you see these inconsistencies, these glaring inconsistencies, you really have to start to wonder, like, what is going on? 300,000, that's a number that you can't ignore, have left the country, and you're telling them, and you're allowing that country to take in refugees? They're not qualified. They are not qualified to take in refugees. They should be made to bring back their refugees and take care of their refugees. They should be made to return the 4 million people back to their land. And those 4 million people should not need clearance.
That's right.
To farm on their own land. And by the way, Nigerian government, you can't have our water, our streams, our rivers, because then we're going to need clearance just to get water. You know that, right?
Yes.
Because they keep bringing up that water resources bill, which means people, or that river that you have, your boreholes, don't matter what it is, it's now going to go up into the federal government. And who's running the federal government? Have you guys looked at who's running the federal government?
The Fulanis, the Fulanis, Buhari and his cousins.
So freedom from Nigeria is not about, we're not talking about, we're going to break up the unity. Who the heck? At this point, I don't care about unity. I'm talking about making it work for all the people, not just for the minority of the people.
Excuse me, Sister Jane, please, let's not be overzealous. When it comes down, our people will get to vote and decide what they want. So
exactly, that's what I'm trying to say. But the problem is, what I'm trying to talk about is that the reason why that is important to say, and that's why I have out here, it's about the people's will. Because a lot of people who call themselves unionists, Nigeria must stay one at all costs. That's not the question. That's the wrong question. The question is, do we have equity? Do we have inclusiveness? Is the majority, does Nigeria reflect the federal character? Who would say it is? Any one of you, anybody, including those unionists. Does Nigeria reflect the federal character?
No.
Not even a little bit. Okay, let's talk about
Jen, that with the federal character thing, that brings me to my next question. I just wanted to wrap it along.
Okay.
We remember we talked about Nigeria moving wealth from Nigeria to Niger Republic. And we talked about, look, now they are sewing uniforms for their policemen. They are buying, what is it called? Police cars for the policemen in Niger. I'm not talking about, Niger. We have Niger, Niger, and Nigeria. So I'm not even talking about Niger State. I'm talking about the Niger Republic. A different country entirely. So they are moving. Now we have to import oil. The oil that we have we have to import it from Niger Republic. They have piped crude oil from Nigeria, from the southern area, and they have moved it to Niger Republic to get it refined. The Buhari that promised us refineries have built more refineries in Niger Republic, and he is importing his own people, his Niger people, as we're talking about the IDP camp, he is importing his own Niger people as refugees to come and inhabit the southern area. And that is why we're saying that this country is doomed already. It's doomed already. The border, the Niger-Nigerian border is an open border. And when you go to the southern area, they shut it down for businesses that pertain to our southern people. So this has been going on. When is it going to stop? When is it going to stop?
Augusta, it's obvious that somebody is intentionally trying to weaken and undermine the border integrity of Nigeria, especially between Niger and Nigeria, as well as the well-being of Nigerians. You understand? Somebody is trying, there's something that preparing Nigeria for something that making Nigeria strong. Sorry. Yeah, I'm making Nigeria weak. Yeah. So just adding that so that
let's before we even get to Niger, let me just set the stage. How is the resources of Nigeria divided? Who gets what? The percentage, the lion's share of what's coming out.
Is in the north.
In the north, Kano State especially, because they talked about land mass, people, and all what's not. Kano does not produce anything.
Absolutely. Apart from that, they created more local governments in the north, so that when they use that formula that they used to share, the north will naturally have more because they have more local governments and they're using local government to share the derivative, the whatever they're sharing.
You have
Go ahead, please.
Apartheid. When we talk about apartheid, they used that 1999 Constitution to set up apartheid. So the resources, just like the Boers did in South Africa, the resources coming from the South and the Middle Belt is being sent directly up to the North. That's apartheid. Look at the makeup of who's running Nigeria. NNPC, just look at anywhere. And yes, you know, I'm not going to make allegations. I'm just going to state facts. The infrastructure in the Middle Belt to the South is still dilapidated. The roads are dead traps. Electricity, what electricity? Unemployment, poverty, and now starvation, because the Fulani herdsmen are systematically waging guerrilla warfare against the food supply. That's apartheid. And it's to weaken the country, because if you look at the story about Lebanon, how Lebanon got switched over, it's exact same blueprint. And so I encourage the viewers to go to the Daughters of Stroud site, where you will see that video. And then it becomes very clear to you what the plan is. The only problem that they're having is that there are millions and millions of people. But if you put 50% of them in under poverty so that they can't eat, they can't exactly fight you when you come to fight them, right? I'm just saying, these are just from the facts that we have on the table. Okay, so now when you now combine that with the fact that we're building a railroad way into Niger, methinks that's going to allow people to stream into Nigeria easily and all become Nigerians. Again, look at the Lebanon story, same scenario. Then Nigeria, one of the largest producers with the best oil, is going to, wait.
Import
oil from who?
Niger.
Okay, did you guys see the South governor saying, wait a minute, we've got 2 refineries that are not working. Why are we importing oil from Niger again?
Okay, he's waking up.
You guys see that?
Yeah, he's waking up.
Oh, no, all 5 of them, all 5 of them said, no, wait, no. We need ours. Did you guys see, did you guys see that all the militant groups in the South have woken up again? They don't even have machine guns. They have those things that take down planes and take down.
Because they intentionally shut down all the refineries in the South and went to Niger to build. And
Well,
they move
you
all
know
the
that. Well, you remember the one in Kaduna was working while the ones in the South weren't.
Yes.
Okay, just saying.
All of them in the South.
They are very, very intentional. Sister, as Natalie said, they are very, very intentional. And when I bring the Kaduna refinery, remember that, was it 2017? They built a dry port for Kaduna.
Yes.
And we have seaports in the southern area.
Closed down.
They shut down the southern area and built a dry port in Kaduna. And everything that comes from Lagos would first of all go to Kaduna, a dry port. Why would you have a dry port when you can have several other seaports?
It's intentional. Everything is intentional.
It's called apartheid, people. It's called apartheid. Everybody knows, because with South Africa, everybody knows apartheid clearly. So yes, that's what's going on. So with Nigeria purchasing refined crude from Niger, that's how money transfers. That's how money transfers. And
yeah, money, wealth, everything. And then, you know, like just to add, you can see there's an obvious agenda, Islamization of Fulanization. And it's not just about the local Fulanization. There is a global Islamic agenda. That's where this is going to.
Absolutely.
There is somewhere they're going to with all this. Because like I said at the beginning,
it has actually never changed. It has actually, if you go back in history, there's always been, if you remember about the conflict between the Catholic Church and the Muslims. That's all it's been about, because they were trying to Islamize Europe, right? And everything up there. If you remember, that was the conflict from way back. Nothing has changed, except in England now, right? In a lot of places, while Christians are retracting, in some places, over 20% are now Muslims.
Yeah, I was about to add that they changed strategy and did the same thing. Before it was war, but they re-strategized and came in through movement of refugees, through movement of all these things, and changed everything.
Everywhere.
It's so obvious and clear.
And people need to wake up. Christians, you know, as we are sending out tweets, we keep calling on the Christian community. You need to wake up. There's a war going on.
Yes, it's a global Islamic
war going on. You need to wake up. You can't just sit back and watch what's happening and say, oh, it's there in Africa. What about Armenia? It's happening there too. Turkey, it's happening there too. Yeah, it's not a war yet in the UK, but take a look at the numbers.
Thank you, Sister Jane. Can I add on, please? Thank you.
Absolutely.
The funny thing is that we are watching all of this happen in our lifetime, and people are they're not making sense of it. A few years ago, we were told that Mohammed is the most common name in England now.
England, yes.
Most common name, because when
children's name,
they are having 20, 50 kids. And they're killing us in Nigeria to our resources to take care of them in London while they live in their government apartment and getting food stamps or whatever they're getting. And we are not getting it, and we're busy fasting and praying and doing all this nonsense that is the whole us down. So we really do have to wake up, and thank God that, you know, ICC finally woke up from their slumber. My goodness.
Well, she is Muslim, you know.
10 years.
She is Muslim.
20 years. Yeah, and these are the people that you're waiting to come and do the right thing. And that's what we're talking about. We, the people, are going to do this take down this 1999 constitution, because
the people must.
Waiting for them to come, they will sleep, have children, have their great-grandchildren before they even remember that you exist on the map. If you wait for them, they will continue to transport 300,000 refugees, whereas our people are running away and dying in the forest.
Absolutely.
We have to say, we don't want CNN anymore to tell our stories. We will tell our stories. We will we
will tell our stories, but we want the CNNs of the world to do their job.
They're not doing that.
BBC, CNN, New York Times, LA Times, okay, Wall Street Journal, Associated Press. Yes, I'm calling all of you because we tweet at you. ABC, CBS, all the world newspapers need to do their jobs. It isn't, I mean, okay.
This is
Burma conflict. What does that mean? Yeah. Did we run out of land in Nigeria? Have we
No.
run out of land in Nigeria? Did you see in the video where the people went and got land and the people, and they have them now on the farm? Did you see the vast expanse of it? Did you see any climate change in that farm where they put them in after they got displaced? Did you see the greenery out there? What is herder-farmer conflict? Okay, let me see. Okay, yes. It's only Christians that are farmers.
Yeah.
So why don't we have the conflict in the Muslim states? Why is Southern Kaduna singled out? What happened to Northern Kaduna?
Exactly.
Oh, sorry, there are Muslims there.
Hmm.
What is herder-farmer conflict? And how can seasoned reporters report that without looking into and just saying, oh, it's climate change? Climate change? Have you been to Nigeria? Have you seen the land in Nigeria? Did you know how irrigation worked in Kano before, where they had all this farming? We have irrigation, people. What am I missing? Yes, I'm calling you, all of you world reporters and newspapers. Do your jobs and stop letting people die. Yes, I'm calling all of you. It's a media challenge. Do your jobs and stop letting people die.
They will never do their job. They are being paid.
Well, we have to call them on it. We have to call them on
they have
it.
to do it. They don't have choice at this point in time.
Doesn't make herder-farmer conflict or revenge killings.
Yes.
What sense? You just report that and you don't even do any investigative reporting?
They have enough.
I am calling on you right now to do an investigative reporting, and please don't tell me about Lekki. I want you to look into the genocide and the apartheid that's going on in Nigeria. Then you would establish some credibility. And yes, you BBC too. Al Jazeera, you too. All of you. Yeah, we understand that in Nigeria, they are persecuting the reporters. They're persecuting the press, so they can't speak, but they're still getting information out. We're getting information out. We're sending the information to all these newspapers and magazines. Why are they not doing the investigation that is necessary? Because a long time ago, the ICC should have been pressured into doing this if those news agencies were reporting the correct news.
Exactly.
And stop this nonsense about herder-farmer conflict, climate change. I can just Google right now, land for sale in Nigeria, farm land for sale in Nigeria, and you will see. Do you know the biggest the biggest thing going on in Nigeria now? Farming. If we had run out of land so that the Fulanis had to now, it was either our farms or their, wait. Why are we killing people for cows? Why are we killing people so that cows will live? Did I miss something somewhere?
Population control in Africa.
Oh, I see. So we're just, okay. Boycott all cows. If they're not Igbo cows, Nigerian indigenous cows, boycott. Don't eat them. Actually, seriously, why are we destroying farmlands and killing human beings so cows will survive? Do you know what open grazing is? I'm going to tell you the world, because when you hear open grazing, you don't understand what it means. For all you farmers and ranchers out there, open grazing that Nigerian government is pushing means the cow herders can bring their cattle to your potato farm, destroy it, kill you, and it's okay. That's what open grazing means. It means cattle can come to your farm. Yes, you Idaho potato farmers, the rice farmers, wheat, any of the ranchers with cows can come onto your farmland and destroy it, kill you, maim you, chase you away, take your land, and it's okay. That's what open grazing in Nigeria means. And if you're wondering what Ruga means taking over the land of the people that own the land without giving them compensation. So Nigeria has a double whammy. There is a religious jihad going on, and there is an intent to take the land. So the situation is existential.
Sister May, there's something you mentioned because I watched the video you talk about Lebanon and Nigeria. I watched that video. I saw systematically what they did in Lebanon. Yes. And you could see that already being played out in Nigeria. Do you want to add a little bit more on that for people to draw the parallel between what happened, and then they should watch it because it's very important.
Absolutely, everybody needs to. They need to see it. Well, the thing is, when you look at the parallels there, it's kind of like what I talked about earlier, and that's why I kind of like was, just kind of bringing everything together. When you see the outflow of Nigerians and the inflow of refugees, same thing that happened in Lebanon. Right? The Lebanese were, it was a Christian country. There was like 65% Christian, and now they're only what, 20%? So they less than that. Muslim refugees. And then there was this fight that said, oh, we should let them into the government. And of course, so they're breeding children like crazy, right? And all of a sudden they're in the government. And before long, what happens? Christians start being killed. And the one that broke my heart was some of these people that stood up for these foreigners, that they took them in out of the goodness of their heart, ended up dying by these same people who didn't care. But they were holding little Christians out on the street. Let them into the government. Let them into the government. Does that remind you of something that happened in Nigeria? Buhari.
Yeah, bring Buhari.
How did anyone forget that Buhari is Sharia? How did we forget that?
And he said it openly. He said, I will do everything within me to make sure I introduce Sharia in all parts of Nigeria. He did not hide it. These are facts.
Like I said, if you look at Lebanon and you look at what they're doing now, and if you look at guerrilla warfare, you see what's going on. And yes, the Al-Majri, all those people that are trained to be fighters, they are there. And there's a lot more videos, people. There's a lot more videos talking about from Southern Kaduna, from Benue, from in the Borno, Taraba area, that says we are being disarmed. And then they'll have curfews. And then these people come and kill us. And guess what? They don't capture the perpetrators. The youth who are trying to protect their people are the ones who are being killed. So again, when you take a look at the Lebanon story, and I encourage every Nigerian and non-Nigerian, because everyone in the world needs to understand what is going on. And that, I commend her for putting together that video. Because when you look at the parallels, you see exactly the blueprint. When you start hearing about the poverty in Nigeria, you start understanding what's going on, because you break a people down when they don't eat. And a good way to do that is to make sure that all the resources of the country is going to the minority, so that the majority is struggling to eat. And so they're weak. Okay.
So thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and again, I want to commend all the organizations in Nigeria and all the organizations in the international community that have been over the years just fighting to get this information out, to get the International Criminal Court to act. And after 10 years, finally, everything is starting to break. But it's not going to continue if we, the people, if we Nigerians don't stand up and continue to push it. And so the Daughters of the Truth, Dr. Damages, and especially huge thanks to Movement for New Nigeria, MNN, that has been for 20 years trying to get the people in Nigeria to understand what's going on. The fact that your country is being taken over and you need to wake up. And if you don't get rid of that 1999 Constitution, all of you calling for restructuring, you gotta get rid of the Constitution first. Renegotiation, get rid of the Constitution first. Unity, get rid of that Constitution first. Because you know what the UN rapporteur, the UN special rapporteur to Nigeria said? Because, you know, I don't know how many people know, you know, talking about
Yeah,
the
talk about the constitution.
Nigeria
Yeah.
that had been interacting with the US government, with the lawmakers. They've been interacting with the UN. And so last year, they sent the UN special rapporteur to Nigeria. Okay. And her findings was damning.
Yeah.
She said that that constitutional arrangement is a powder keg. You guys listen to that? A powder keg. I'm not making it up.
Pressure cooker for injustice.
Yes, you guys can see it on, you know, www.freedom from Nigeria on the steps to freedom. She said it right there clearly. And since then, other rapporteurs, besides her, just this year, have reconfirmed that the constitutional arrangement is going to make way for a lot of violence. Because you cannot have inequity to the level of apartheid and people keep silent. And already, as we see, the militia groups in the South, there's already more than 36 of them. People cannot take this level of apartheid for too long. But we're calling on all Nigerians to support the proclamation that is soon to be made to take down that 1999 Constitution so that we can go to the referendum process. Referendum is a long word, but all it means is the people vote for what they want. The UN Charter allows ethnic nationalities, of which we are. Okay, if you look at the way that the Movement for New Nigeria has set it up, you've got the Lower Niger, you've got the Odua, and then you've got the Middle Belt, and then there's the Far North, ethnic nationalities. They get to determine what state, what kind of political state that they want to be, and who they want to associate with. So the people, given that the 1999 Constitution is not, it's pretty much illegitimate, is a forgery. And we are saying we're not accepting it, we're repudiating it, we're not accepting it. All of that has been done. The Middle Belt, the Odua, the Lower Niger, they have all had their solemn assembly saying, we don't accept this. They have had the interactions with the government. They've had the lawsuits. They have a draft constitution. So between 1999 and today, the foundation of taking down the 1999 Constitution has been set. Now it is up to we, the people. Because everything has been done. The US has been informed, the UN has been informed, the maps has been provided, the UN special rapporteur has gone to Nigeria. She's issued her report. And it's made it clear that that constitutional arrangement cannot stand. It's a forgery. It's illegitimate. It's a sham. And it has been weaponized to create apartheid against the majority.
Thank you very much, Mr. May, because you know, we've touched all the places. We've had this program, you know, in this show, this platform, where we explain to our people how these whole things are tied together, how the intra-regional alliance, the intra-regional alliance, the inter-regional alliance,
absolutely,
and the international imperative. How, because usually when we talk to our people, they are kind of like, how is it going to bring me freedom? What is in it for me? And we have started from beginning explaining all this to them. So thank you that you moved into, because that would have been the next question. How do we get to where we'll get our freedom?
Yes.
So thank you for breaking it down and tying it together for our people, because we are all about making sure that the sovereignty and power of the people is restored to them.
Absolutely.
And we want to ensure that their will is not subverted. So we are all for the people.
Yes.
And we want our people to see that you don't need to die again. We have been appealing to them. Don't go and follow anybody that is telling you, come and do this, come and do that, so that we'll go and kill the Fulanis, so that you do not need bloodshed anymore. These things are already done. They're all beautifully tied together. And our sister has told you to go to the website, www.freedomfromnigeria.com. When you get there, all the information are tied together. I see here some people trying to say they want to build a website, especially those that want to do Biafra. I'm telling them the vehicle has left. I was telling someone, I said the vehicle has left the park.
Yes.
I said even when Daughters of Truth got to the station, we observed that the vehicle had left.
Yes.
So we started running to go and catch the vehicle to enter.
Exactly.
So please do not go and follow anybody that is calling you to come so that they'll go and kill you and kill that. And they are trying to circumvent the will. But we are not beginning, we are finishing. This whole thing is finishing.
We're at the end.
Get on board. Get the information you need, because we are about to get you what you want. And at the referendum, you will decide what you want.
Yes.
If you say yes to Nigeria at referendum, they will now say, okay, what are the terms and conditions of existing? If you say no, that's why it's called multi-regional referendums. If you say no in your region, then we will talk about assets and liability division. So the people, your power has been restored to you. You will do what you want with it. Thank you very much, Sister Jane.
Yeah, let me just say one thing, because it is important, because a lot of the younger people were not aware of the 1960-1963 Constitution and how Nigeria was set up at that time. Nigeria was one Nigeria in 1963, but it had 4 autonomous and self-governing regions. 4 autonomous and self-governing regions with just a small federal government that just did a few things for the regions. So those who are saying that if we go into regions, we're breaking up Nigeria, no, we're not. The people wanted to be 4 different self-governing regions with a small federal, which is called true federalism. And so when you hear people talking about true federalism, that's what they're talking about, okay? So what has happened with the 1999 Constitution is that will of the people has been taken away by Military Decree 24, AKA 1999 Constitution, which now took everything, that self-governance out the door, equity that way. Everything has been turned upside down against the will of the people. And I don't know how many of you actually know the history of that Constitution, that when it was first published, they left a note in there that clearly stated that the people did not make this. And the publisher forgot to take it out. Yes, and then they had to run a second one.
Thank you so much.
Where it was taken off.
Yeah, time, we have to go.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've shared a lot of these informations that we've shared here. I mean, we've done that in some of our videos. And if you visit that Freedom from Nigeria, you can begin to, again, tie in the information that we've shared here today. So in the interest of time, we'll move ahead and get our caller, Kenny. Please, if that's your true name, I don't know if you're using somebody's phone. So your name and where you're calling from, and give us your contribution for today. You have to unmute yourself, Kenny.
Unmute your line, Kenny.
Unmute yourself.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be part of this conversation. I really appreciate it. My name is Kenny, and can you hear me? Okay, so my name is Kenny. Yeah, I'm calling from Toronto, Canada. And yeah, I've been a follower of your program for some time, and I really appreciate the kind of information. Can you hear me?
Have is vibrating back.
Okay, so my name is Kenny. Yeah, I'm calling from Toronto, Canada.
Device is still
And yeah, I've been a follower of your program for some time.
You should check your where you are watching us before. Maybe Facebook, if your Facebook is on, so that I can mute the Facebook.
It seems like oh my God.
I think it's good now.
all right. So you can try again.
Unmute yourself, Kenny.
He's trying to fix.
He's trying to stop the whatever's in the background. No, you need to unmute yourself, Kenny. You need to unmute. You're muted again.
We can hear you. It sent a text. We can hear you. So try and unmute. I'll see if we can log back in again. You know, all these computers.
Okay, you're muted. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Kenny. You can speak.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. I think it was due to some little technical glitch. Okay, so my name is Kenny. As I said, I'm calling from Toronto, Canada. I'm so happy to, follow your programs, and at the same time, this information you just let out today, it's so I don't know how to quantify it. But my question is, what are the strategies? I mean, campaign strategies to let people on the ground in Nigeria, I'm pretty sure you know the educational level of Nigerians, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have, a huge amount of percentage of Nigerians who doesn't even understand English. Mm-hmm. Or who, when you speak English to them, they look at you as, yes, you know what it is, right? So what are the strategies we have to get this information to the grassroots? Because we can't keep saying this all over the internet. Yeah, with the elite, we keep having this conversation, which is good. But how do we get people along to the extent that we get up to the numbers that we need to actually move and for a change and a better Nigeria, or to achieve our objectives?
And I answered, Samula, are you going ahead? Should I talk to him?
Go ahead.
Thank you very much for your question. Yeah. You see, like our guest said that for about 20 years, this work needed to be done underground because of how dangerous the work is. Because what is at stake is 300 million barrels of oil per day. That's what is being stolen from Nigeria. So any attempt to say you want to do something, they get you and kill you. If you look at what happened in other African nations where people try to free themselves, once you come out, they kill you. So the people that started this knew this work would be in phases. We had 5 phases. And the last phase is where you have mobilization to inform the people. And that 5 phase would come in when you have finished the international imperative. It was orchestrated, it was part of the strategy to be so that we can be safe and the people doing this thing can be safe. So that mobilization segment of this work is just beginning. Now, because the other one has been completed, which is with the constitutional force majeure that we are looking at. We don't need majority to do that. We don't need millions of our people to do that. Yeah. It's already on course and is about to be done. So this campaign, this period now, what we're doing now is that campaign. And you are part of that campaign team because exactly. You are what you can do with your phone. This phone, you see, is the bullet we have. What you can do with it, AK-47 cannot even finish it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So all the youths, everyone, because it was important for us to enlighten our people. Do you know why we needed to enlighten the illiterates, the so-called elites? We observed that for years, whenever there's independence or freedom, the people work themselves back into bondage. Yeah. So we began to ask, what is going on? Why is it that all African nations, they've had independence, so-called, but each time they walk back into bondage because of information? Yeah. So we noticed that our people collect certificates, but they're not really literate, they're not really educated. Sure. So we felt like, okay, part of that source of truth, what we are doing is enlightenment, teaching our people, teaching the so-called educated ones, because they're the major problem. The poor people back home, they are ready to vote. If you tell them, say, do you want freedom? They'll say yes. Where do I vote? Where do I put hand? My people will say, tell me where.
They're mad.
They are ready to go. They want better life. They're suffering. They want suffering. But our problem has been the political class, the so-called elites, the people that we have been talking to here, accusing them and indicting them. Because they are the ones that each time we want to get freedom, they will go and block. Aburin was done. It's for freedom. Who blocked it? The so-called elites. So that's why we're here talking to the elites. Clear from road for us. We want to free our people. You see how it's important for us to talk to these so-called elites. So the people down, we're also using flyers as we speak. They are being produced. Flyers, banners, because this is when the campaign is beginning. And the campaign is actually towards referendum, for them to know what to do with referendum. You understand? The other job is being done even without the masses knowing.
Okay, thank you so much. I think I'm pretty much, like to be part of this phase in terms of the education, in terms of the Nigerians in diaspora. You will be surprised that people in diaspora don't even care about some of these things, and they don't know.
That's what I call them. Clock in and clock out educative.
Exactly. I'm so sorry to take your time. I was talking with someone that has been in Canada for more than 20 years. He was like, Kenny, what's going on? Why are you concerned about Nigeria? I said, oh my goodness, do you know the implications? Do you know that we in the diaspora is the last hope? That, I mean, so we gotta do something. You just don't say, okay, you're no longer in Nigeria, it doesn't concern you. We don't, somehow we have families over there, but then I will be happy, to use my expertise, to use my knowledge, to use every resources that I have, to contribute to my country if everything goes on successfully. But right now you can't even do anything, right? So I've been doing that on a personal level, encouraging people, to get caught up with Lower Niger Congress. I've been following them since when I was in university in Nigeria. I think that was 2008. I've been, kind of looking at, okay, this is, but the thing is, we need to do more in diaspora. And I don't know if there's something I can do to contribute my time to be part of this movement.
Yes, there is. Please
drop your number, please.
And then go to www.freedomfromnigeria.com because you can sign up there. And also, you can send an email to freedomfromnigeria@gmail.com because we're taking volunteers and getting people involved in the process. But I do want to say one thing. Because I know that, especially the politicians are feeling nervous about what's going on. So this process that it's starting, there's no anarchy involved here. Okay, just like in South Africa, when apartheid was taken down, there was a transition government. So those in politics at the national level right now, there will be that transitional government until the will of the people is determined. And then after the will of the people is determined, you will still be a politician. If Nigeria stays the way it is currently with true federalism, you'll be doing that. If it goes into regions, you will be a politician there. So depending, nothing is going to change except getting back the will of the people and driving equity for all. That's what's important.
Yeah, and Ken, if I may say something. Where are you from originally? Are you from the Yoruba part?
Yes, I'm from Yoruba.
Okay, yeah. You said you've been watching us for a while. You said I struggled to speak Yoruba. It's been a long time anyway. So please, if you can go back to our videos, if you start from, you go to YouTube. If you can start from video 29 and help us to start dissecting it in your language and, make it a little small tidbits and send it across, we will so much appreciate that. You speak Yoruba, explain this thing in, the very, very language that your own people would understand. As Sister G rightly said, there is no anarchy. It's going to be a smooth transition by the special grace of God. It's going to be a smooth transition. All we want is the will of the people. So please, if we can start breaking this down, we would appreciate that.
And making small videos would be awesome.
Small videos, yes, small videos.
Twitter,
yeah, small videos.
I hope I'll be able to do that.
It's all on your phone. It's all on your phone. 1 minute, no more than a minute, where you're explaining, what the issues are. And we'll work with you to see that, that comes across the way it's supposed to, so that you have the right knowledge base for that.
Exactly.
Okay. Cool.
Thank you, Kenny.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And this is what we are looking for all along, for people to get engaged and stop deceiving themselves with fake freedom that doesn't exist.
Especially youths.
Yeah.
Especially youths.
Yes. And the
Because
youth
we are doing this for them.
Yeah, they are being engaged. The youth are definitely being engaged. And Kenny, there's also lots of groups that are on the ground who are setting up with the town unions,
Yes.
and in Igbo land, for instance, and really with the villages to start getting that information. So this phase is where we're mobilizing so that people can sign up onto that proclamation, which would get us to the referendum where people vote. Okay. So a lot of that activity, but we need everyone.
All right.
All hands on deck. We need everybody.
Yes. I have 3 other people waiting. So thank you. Okay. What's his name? Kenny.
Kenny.
From. All right, sister, please go ahead. Make it brief, only because we are just running out of time.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Today's topic is so wonderful, very engaging and interactive, and also informative. Okay, so the guest, I appreciate her. She's very informed. So I pray that our people will wake up. Yes, they know what is going on, but it's either they are in denial that it's not gonna it's not bad. It has been happening, so it's not gonna be as bad as or as worse as. But I also want to add to what you guys had been saying, because all this is about migration. Okay, so when you think about migration for us here in America or in Western world, I mean, it's a big opportunity, but at the same time, we are migrating. What is that doing to us? It's also destabilizing our region, and also destabilizing the country we migrated into. So it goes both ways. So why in the first place do we have the need to leave home? Is because things are not well. So if things are not well and we left our country of origin and migrate to another country, you see, we already destabilized, because we come here, we have to start all over. We have to go through all kinds of hurdles to make it. Okay, but let me tell you something, that this is intentional. Okay, this is intentional because it's a global agenda. All right. America, we know that they are talking about building walls, and a lot of people are pushing back. But let me tell you, those that are pushing back, they want to secure their country. And for us, actually, that's what we're also asking for. And that's what Fulanis and Muslims are doing to us. And we are here, calling for, we see what they are doing. They are taking our lands, killing Christians, just making it easy for us to leave so we can have your land. Okay, so we can't just just keep quiet. So it's just need to call for international communities, which I thank God for Trump's administration, because for US to put Nigeria in the blacklist, it means a lot. Biden administration did not do that. And that's why I felt so bad for our people, African countries, and Nigeria in specific, those that call themselves Christians, supporting Biden, Kamala, so-called presidential elect, and they actually did put their vote. So, but this is an administration, quote unquote, that wants to, when they come in, they want to make, open the border. And when their border is open, what do you think is going on in Africa? they want to destabilize. As they are destabilizing you, the agenda is working, is like synchronizing.
Yes.
Okay, so we have to understand what is going on. This is global agenda, and the international communities, they are not oblivious of what Fulani and Muslims are doing in Africa. They understand what is going on. They are the ones, behind it. That they are the ones that the media are not reporting about it. The media, they know everything that is going on in Africa and in Nigeria. Okay, so we all have to come to terms that it's not about immigration, getting visa to come to US, but at the same time, what is going on in your land? So my people, for those of us talking about Biafra, let me tell you, I'm not, to be honest to you, I don't want to use a bad word, but I'm an Igbo woman. I'm an Igbo daddy, Igbo Ada. I don't care about Biafra. Biafra was not in existence prior to Ojukwu getting into war, whatever he did. Okay, so we are Igbos. So other nations should answer their own name. But at this point in time, all the indigenous nations should come together, rally around MMN and all the indigenous groups that are fighting to secure their lands and their freedom. Okay, so that's what we have to do. Nnamdi Kanu and his whatever
franchise, rogue franchise.
Road franchise and fraudulent human being like him and his prophet of fraud and prophet of lies, call his brother-in-law. They can all go and hug Transformer with all those that are supporting him. Those that are supporting him in Africa, in Nigeria, they are the ones kidnapping other people's children, selling them for money. Okay, those are his groups. Those are his members. If you look closely, okay, those are the ones that are out there, cheering and making noise and insulting people, because that's what Nnamdi Kanu taught them. So we all have to open our eyes and see what is going on. I'm really, really not happy with the way things are going. Okay, but anyway, thank God for brother Nnamdi doing a good job, and we are all here to support his agenda with other people, other intelligent, wise people that he's working with. Okay, so thank you guys. Thank you, our guests. You are very informative. Thank you for coming to this program, and please do come back. Thank you, ladies. God bless.
Awesome. If I may just say something about that. The issue of Biafra keeps coming up, and it's a divisive question, and it really shouldn't be. Okay, because the first thing that needs to happen is to get our freedom. Naming, you can't be asking for Biafra when the noose is around your neck. Okay, so everyone, whether you're asking for restructuring, renegotiation, leaving, you can't do anything until you take down that constitution and the people vote on what they want in their ethnic nationalities. Everybody needs to come together so that your voice can be counted. That's the bottom line. If the ethnic nationalities determine that Biafra is the name that they're going to go, fine, that happens afterwards. Right now, all eyes on taking down the Constitution and going to referendum so we vote.
Yep.
That's the bottom line.
Summary.
Please, let us get serious about this. Everyone needs to come together. Everyone.
We dealt with this topic before, so let's not even go to Nnamdi Kanu. This platform today is all about solution, which we have the answer to what's holding us on the neck. So let's move on with it. Please call out your name and where you're calling from. Our caller is
Samsung Galaxy.
I think she's frozen. Oh.
No, there she is.
Hello, your name and where you're calling from. Come on, we gotta go. We can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Hello?
We can't hear you.
Oh, I think she's distracted.
We cannot hear you. You need to turn your mic up. We can't hear you. We still can't hear you.
She's not muted.
You need to open up your mic. We cannot hear you.
Hello.
We still can't hear you. You need to open up your mic.
She's trying. Hold on. Hold on.
Maybe it's the internet is slow.
All right. So I think now is frozen. All right. So we can actually maybe just have a little bit of conversation while we're trying to come on. We posted our number, our meeting ID number. Sister Augusta pinned it already, so it's there if you want to join the program. You can also reach us on WhatsApp. The phone number has been listed. I can actually call it out because I was told that some people don't see where we posted on our topic. So the WhatsApp number is +1 281 643 7283 +1 281 643 7283, and the phone number is +1 774 338 0942 +1 774 338 0942. We also have a free radio. We only have it for 1 week. That's how free it is. So we're going to post this show on that free radio.
Yay.
Today, so you can listen on internet radio, and it's free. So we have not decided to invest in it yet. We just wanted to see how it works, and then we'll go for it. So it's called Freedom Now, www.freedomnow.airtime.pro. That's where you can listen to us on internet radio, and it was free. So they're giving us free to us for 7 years. 7 days. This is the same radio that people charge us arm and leg and stole our hearts and our kidneys and our liver. So we're getting it for free for 7 days. And then if we get good feedback, we'll then start paying for it. It's not really that bad, y'all. So we are serious about getting this information to our people. As we alluded before, we have printed flyers. Tomorrow is church. We're going to hand it over for people to become, when you talk about grassroots campaign. Kenny, this is something you can do. Call someone in your village, pay for flyer, refer them to what we're doing. Let them go on our website, let them go to Freedom from Nigeria Now, let them go to Daughters of Truth on YouTube and begin to learn whatever you can put on that information, some catchy words to bring them on board to what we are doing. That will get us in a very good place. So our Christmas gift this year is going to be education on the upcoming constitutional force majeure. Nobody's getting anything, because if we can get this freedom, then you can go get your own money. I don't have to be sending you money. You can make your
Yes.
own.
Yes.
Alive. I want you to say, hey, Mon, I'm coming to your house for Christmas and bring forth my niece and my nephews. That is the dream that I have. And I want to be able to say, hey, I'm coming without stressing myself and carrying 50 luggages. I want to just decide, I want to go see my sister, take my little bag, jump in the plane and get there without stress.
It is coming. It is coming. It is coming.
I cannot wait. So, sister,
all hands on deck.
Paula, are you able to talk now? I see where it says connecting. That's the Zoo connection, the Nigerian government connection for you. It doesn't work at all. All right, sisters, you all want to add some more words while we are waiting? Again, we have the phone number and the WhatsApp, as well as the Zoom meeting ID number and password. So if you want to join what we're doing, we are winding down. We've been on air now for almost 2 hours. We'll try not to go over that. So yeah, if you're going to call, this is a good time to join us. If not,
now it's probably a good time to invite everyone.
Hi, the radio?
Yeah, somebody's asking for the radio web address. Let me type it on.
Yes, it's Freedom Now, my dear. It's freedomnow.airtime.pro.
Okay.
Okay. So it's not on. I learned about this last night. So what I'm going to do is after the show, I will upload the MP3 and put them out there. Then you can listen after the show. So we are not live on it right now.
Yes.
It means that you can listen on after the show. And we're also going to put it on YouTube. For those of you that don't have Facebook accounts, you can get to that as well. And you can watch it through Twitter, even though we'll send you back to Facebook if you click on the Twitter link. So we are going places. We really want this to end. We are not here to make money off of your pain. We are here to actually give you listen to your true freedom. When the freedom will involve all the indigenous people, that's why we answer the name Justice for All. All the indigenous people trapped in that contraption called Nigeria. All right, sisters, it looks like our Samsung Galaxy is still not able to connect. Your final words before we, uh, oh yeah, we have our PowerPoint. Okay, caller, are you able to contribute? Hello?
Still doesn't have audio.
Yeah, we can hear you. Don't have any. Do you want to call in? It may be easier to call in. Call on WhatsApp. Call on WhatsApp if you can hear me. We can hear you. We can hear you. We can't. Call on WhatsApp. That might be better option for you. Okay? Yeah. Call on WhatsApp. All right. So while we're waiting for her to call, we can actually begin to talk about our take-home point. Unless if we have anything else to add, sisters, I don't want to sort of miss anything today. So we'll pull up our take-home point and we'll begin to discuss that. And we take this take-home point seriously. Basically, what it represents is that we talked about all of these things today. So what is it that you're going to take home and say, hey, this is what I got about this topic today? Because we're here on for over 2 hours or so. And these are the most important things you should understand after the end of the show. So one of our take-home points today is that Nigeria stopped being a secular nation when she joined OIC. How many years? So many years ago, and introduced Islamic Sharia law into
2000.
Mm-hmm. Then the border integrity of Nigeria is undermined. We are watching as our wealth is being transferred to Niger Republic so that they can weaken that country called Nigeria and make it easier to be invaded and conquered. They sure they have conquered it. I don't even think they're making it easy. We are just their slaves.
Not for long.
What did he say?
Not for long.
Amen to the amen to the. Do you see this muscle?
Yeah, yeah, not for long.
Not for long. Okay, this galaxy is trying again. Let's see if I can bring them in. So they have the plan to invade and overrun Nigeria, just like they have done Lebanon, Turkey, in the past. Sister Jean did a good job of, explaining, connecting the dot for you guys as to how we are relieving what happened to these people in the past. So it's not a joke. Galaxy, are you on?
Hello?
Yes, Galaxy A80. Can you please turn on your video?
Oh, I don't know how possible that would be now because I'm at work.
Okay, go ahead, and we are about to.
Yeah, but I missed this program for some time now, almost like 2 or 3 weeks now. So I haven't really had time to come online. But you should know my line by now, sweetie.
Okay, then.
Yeah. I want to ask a question based on the last speaker. She said about we still have problem with that, so I want to be clarified by it from this question right now about the Igbo. She said she's an Igbo woman, and then we should fight for the Igbo nation, like talk about Igbo nation, not something else. I agree with her, but the problem is who is Igbo and who is not Igbo? Because if you look at the map of the place we call Igbo land right now, that's not the map during the 1960 or 1963 constitution, which was the basis of the formation of what they call Nigeria. Now, part of the large chunk of Igbo land is in rivers, even in the middle of Atlantic. Because if you go to Bonny, they speak Igbo in Bonny. They speak Igbo in Opobo. If you go down to Delta, if you go down to rivers, if you go across to the part of Benue State, a place called the Igede, and some other places, they speak Igbo. Like, are you talking about the 5 eastern states central states like called Igbo land, only 5 states. Is it the Igbo we are talking about or beyond? That's the question I want to know. Because
another day, only because that color was a color.
yeah, I wish that speaker,
what?
I wish the speaker was there to answer that question.
Can I explain what she meant?
Yes.
You know, because I think I know her and I think I know where she's going with it. You know, like in our region, this is, I don't know, this map, you see, this is lower Niger area.
I'm conversant to it. I'm conversant to it.
Okay. If you look very well, you can see there are borders, you know, like 6 sub-nationalities that are inside there. So now, I think what she was trying to say is that instead of us calling names, we are Biafra, we are this. Let's just, like by birth, I'm an Igbo woman. By birth, somebody that is a Jaw is a Jaw. By birth, somebody that is a Shekiri is a Shekiri. And we know these things. We don't need name to know that I'm an Igbo woman. I know I'm an Igbo woman.
Exactly.
So I think what she's trying to say is that let's continue with that our identity first and get our freedom. That's what we're talking about, indigenous peoples. We are not saying people, we say peoples. So we are going to peoples. Even when you will do that referendum, you're going to still do it to that indigenous peoples. You will decide in your block where to be. So when we now finish, we'll start talking of whether they carved out inside, because you know it's divide and conquer. I know where you were going with what has happened to us. This is what has happened to us. But despite where they put us, it's like Israel. When Israel was scattered all over the world, in 1948, it saw they returned. Do you understand? So despite where they put us, an Igbo man knows that he's an Igbo man. An Igbo woman knows that. So we are not going into that politics now. We know what happened to us as a people. But when we get the constitution down, which is the cage that is holding all of us, we go to referendum. Then we begin to talk. There's something called Charter of Relationship, which we still have in our region, in that lower Niger area, because it's a multilingual, multicultural, multi-ethnic region.
Yeah.
It's not homogeneous like the Southwest. So I will tell our people, don't bother about that. These things will be taken care of. It's face by face. Nobody should worry about it, please.
Yes. Okay, darling, I got you now. And then I thank my dear sister Mona by her own word. She said, we are not here to discuss about Nnamdi today. If we keep talking about or like try to respond to anyone that discuss about Nnamdi and his own way of what he's doing, I mean, so we don't distract ourselves in discussing some certain issues, because I see that this is a pure intellectual discussion we are having. This is like an intellectual platform, carefully designed to sensitize the men and women who are reasonable, who are genuinely want a freedom of their people. Genuinely, I said. So let's not just bring in people who are just have you ever seen in your life before? We are one man, just a single person. You are the director. You are the Ayatollah Khomeini of Iran.
Supreme leader.
You are the Kim Jong-un of South Korea.
Do man, don't mess with that.
So I mean, like it makes me feel like we are becoming so stupid, even to sit and even discussing of it. So let's not just talk about such mess. And you can see the way it's crumbling right now. This is a guy I called on telephone and said that, hey, listen, if you know properly the history of Igbo people, you will find out that Igbo people never had a permanent hero. It happened to Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. Igbo people worshipped him like a god. What happened immediately after the Civil War? Nnamdi Azikiwe was the most hated human being in Igbo land, including today. If you go down to the after the war, when Ojukwu returned back from Ivory Coast and contested the election under NPN, Ojukwu's respect and the Igbo people brought him down. Ojukwu lost his respect. With
even in his
even lost the election in his own backyard. In his own backyard against Owodiwe.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, like you need to understand that Igbo men are not a foolish person. That's why we have never had a supreme leader. in our history. Never. It never existed.
And we will never have. We will
Yorubas,
never ever have.
Yorubas are not a homogeneous society as we thought. It's they were today because it was conquest. They forced them exactly what French colonists did in Africa. Every country they colonized, they superimposed their language, and their language became their official language of that country. That's exactly what Yorubas did. That was exactly what the Kano Borno Empire did for the Northerners. That's why they speak only one single language. But in our place, we have never done that. We have never conquered anyone. No one has ever conquered us. So it's wrong for a man to come out and calling himself in such society, such sensitive society, that you are a supreme leader, Ayatollah Khomeini of Iran. Can you imagine such madness?
Well, let me just say one thing, because just that title scares the living daylights out of me. I do not want to follow any supreme leader. I don't care what you're selling, because that just sounds to me dictator.
And he said he has the power of life and death. He said he has the power of life and death. He declared
I am not going there. Sorry, I'm not going there.
And my sisters, let me just say
I don't
this
have to know
finally. Let me
anything
just
about
make
the
a final
person.
comment before
All
I
I
leave.
need to know is the supreme leader, and I said no, thank you. Just say no.
Yeah. Let me just say this finally before I leave. When you are fighting for freedom, you must carefully watch the language you use and the tongue you are using. Because freedom fighting and politics are two different things. Freedom fighting is like you are making your case to the world, both enemies and friends alike, to see your reason why you should be separated and be able to manage your own life. You have to convince them, use a language and tone that convince them to start thinking, oh, that's what happened to a man today that in America there, Joe Biden, was one of the first people that rose up against the American government on the issue of apartheid in South Africa.
Yes.
It happened in Sweden when the Swedish population, they saw the reason why they should rise up and ask their government, what are you doing with this apartheid regime? If truly that we fought in the Second World War, trying to hunt down the Hitler and his madness ideology of a racist ideology, then why are we still supporting a government that are still following the same path of Adolf Hitler? The population, general population in Sweden rose up against their government. And the leader of that youth became the prime minister in Sweden. And then they boycotted everything in South Africa. Ronald Reagan and Margaret Thatcher regime in Britain, they supported the apartheid regime by tagging Mandela a terrorist that led him to prison. At the end, Ronald Reagan succumbed because a civilized country have stood up and so many countries joined them. It's to have time we start learning from the history, manage the way we speak and how we approach the world, not photoshopping after photoshopping. When you go in Geneva, you go and stand in one corner and stamp a picture and posting around like a stupid human being.
Mazi, thank you so much. Have you heard about our new radio, our free new radio station that we're using?
Darling, that's fantastic.
Yes.
That's fantastic. May God Almighty bless you guys all, because it's not easy. We know, like, I see you people as the people who stick out their neck to sacrifice for your people. That's what you are doing. Not everyone can do that. God bless you guys all.
Also, go to www.freedomfromnigeria.com and let people know, because that's where the information is being consolidated.
Right. We have that posted on our Facebook channel today. We have a caller on the phone. The good news is that there is a new sheriff in town who will collect all those people that need to be collected, pack them up, and take them to the appropriate destination. They don't have a choice.
Yes. And put them in their own compartment.
I'll put you guys in your own compartment according to your madness level. We are here to do the job. Tell your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Woko Regina. I'm calling from Abuja. Sorry I don't know how my phone is muted. I've been trying to unmute it and it was not. I don't know where this thing went to. So I'm sorry I wasn't able to come on when I was supposed to. I listen. You guys are doing a very great job. I must not.
Can she speak up a little bit loud?
Okay, I said you all are doing a very good job. I must not fail to commend you. It's not easy. A lot of people see you on air. They don't know the level of resources that has gone into what you're doing. And just unlike other people, you have not come out to tell anybody, oh, we're having it difficult here, we're finding it difficult there. But for some reason, you've been able to carry on, not irrespective of the pressure. I believe God will keep blessing you and increase all that you're doing. Actually, why I called in is, to concur with what the guy from Toronto said. I can't remember his name right now.
Kenny.
But he asked a question about the grassroots. And I also heard what Mrs. AP said about what you're doing so far and how the phone is our bullet and it's much more than a bullet. But I'm on the phone. But also, I want to actually buttress, if there are other listeners today, I want us to understand, especially those in Nigeria, this is Christmas time. This is a time that you can also talk to the people at the grassroots. Like AP said, they will ask, ever gave Bianca? And that is the truth. Where are we going? What do you want us to do? And in order for them to ask you what you want them to do, remember to give them what to eat. By the time, I'm just giving a tip on what we can do this Christmas, since everybody looks forward to having a good Christmas. If you're blessed enough to be able to put food on their table for Christmas, I think that's an avenue for you to also let them in on what is happening. Somebody may say, what can I do in my small corner? In your small corner, you can talk to one person that can talk to the world. You may not know. You may not know that town crier. You may not know that Samaritan woman that would, boost the whole thing. And I believe that as much as we have heard, if we go around sharing it and putting voices to it, it will keep resonating. It will go on and on and on and on until it takes over. It's just like just a drop in the ocean. And it goes, that ripple, that's drop in the ocean. You don't know how far that ripple goes, all through the ocean. But it's good we understand that at the end of it all, I believe there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
And please don't get tired. I know what it's like doing something, especially on air, and asking, are people really there? Are they really understanding this thing you're saying? Yes, they are. My husband said, no matter how much lies travel, like Nigerian lies have traveled, he said, any day the truth wakes up, it shall overtake it. And be sure that as daughters of truth, it has woken up. It's not going to sleep anymore. It must overtake these lies in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the input. Yeah, we are here to do the right thing. We are the daughters of the land, and it's our duty to make sure that our father's land does not go into blazes. So nobody will stop it. Like I said, we are the new sheriff in town. And very soon you will see us with our belt and our pants and you get your own shot, however way you want it. So the right thing must be done. They don't have any choice. So begin to organize your mind. If you're armed robber, if you're DBA, if you are children stealer, begin to rearrange your brain, because we are coming. Our new nation is coming, and you will do the right thing. Amen. So go and train yourself to do the right thing, because if not, you won't be able to survive. We are not waiting for the evil men and women, especially men, to continue to do what they're doing in our land, while they are lavishing themselves with extraordinary compensation packages, retirement packages for them and their children and children to come, and housing and everything else. And the terrorists are in our land, coming in by train, like Sister Jane said, by truckload with cows. They are moving in, and our so-called elites are there just watching. watching, thinking about what can I get, how many alcohol can I drink, how can I wear the latest outfit and wear the latest shoe and order the latest car and drink
and sleep with our 16-year-old.
And buying houses and citizenships abroad.
Buying housing and citizenship abroad. And leaving our people in a dire situation. No sense of urgency whatsoever. It's all about me, myself, and I. What can I get? How much more can I get? Yeah. And we're saying it's enough. It's enough because my sister will say there will be a truth and reconciliation section when this nation comes. So be ready to bear every consequences of your action, because for every action there is a consequence. The question then, are you ready to bear your own consequences? Because then if you're not, do the needful before we get there, because the new sheriff is in town. It's just that simple. Yeah, nobody will get away with anything. When the time comes, you will pay for your crimes. You will pay for it dearly, for God's sake, dearly. And the last time I saw a naked man on TV, on YouTube, my dear, I was traumatized. You don't even want all of that. So do the right thing. This is the time now for you to begin to retrace your step or your steps.
Feed your people.
Yeah.
Clothe your people. Shelter.
And Sister Muna, you know that is an interesting phase we are in this 2020, and our nation is coming at this time where technology is so powerful. So your crime, you can't escape. There are DNA tests. Everything will be tested. So you better stop crime. Stop crime, because the new sheriff is coming, like my sister said. And you will not escape. There are consequences for every action. Even DNA tests will be conducted. We will know who did what and what you didn't do, and get justice to our people. So stop your crime now, because this nation has already come.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, the universe goes around. This is our turn. It's not, this is like a child in a birth canal. He doesn't have any choice than to come out. He's not going to get stuck in there. It will come out. All right. So
my dear, if you decide to stop, we will do emergency C-section and bring out the child. How about that? This is technology time. We are ready.
I think actually we're doing the C-section now, because it was stuck. So the C-section is starting. It's called force majeure. That's the
C-section.
Yes. It's coming. It's coming out.
All right. So lastly, on my take-home point, 1999 Constitution is the gate through which enemies of the indigenous people of Nigeria, they invade, kill, destroy our lives and our way of life. So we really have to hurry up. We have no more time. I will let my sister do the Igbo section, and Sister Augusta, I don't care what you say. All I'm hearing is you about speaking. So,
as far as I'm concerned, Sister Augusta is doing a wonderful job. I can hear the mbati on that. I say, my sister.
I hear the idea and the technique inside of it when you're speaking. I don't know why. So it doesn't sound right to other people. Right, go ahead.
Thank you so much. Daalụ ndị be anyị. So ka anyị chịkọta okwu n'Igbo. Isiokwu anyị ihe niile anyị kpara taa. Nke mbụ bụ na otu esiri wee yibe obodo Nigeria mebiri mgbe ndị ọchịchị Nigeria buru Nigeria tinye n'otu ndị ụka na-akụ isi n'ala a na-akpọ OIC n'afa nkenke, makwa burukwa iwu ndị na-akụ isi n'ala a na-akpọ Sharia tinye na mba 12 dị n'ugwu Hausa. Nke abụọ, ndị na-emebi oke obodo Nigeria makwa na-eburu akụ na ụba na-ebugara ndị mba ndị Niger Republic bụ ndị a na-akpa nkata a ga-eji wee refuo ndị Nigeria ma merie ha n'agha. Nke atọ, ọ bụ otu ndị ụka na-akụ isi n'ala siri wee gbuo ma merikwa ndị otu Christian si nọ na mba obodo a na-akpọ Lebanon na Turkey, bụ otu ha siri wee tụọ atụmatụ ka ha gbuo ndị Christian si nọ na Nigeria. Nke ikpeazụ, anyị na-ekwu wee sị na ajọ ntọala a na-akpọ 1999 Decree 24 bụ ya bụ ụzọ arụ ndị iro ndị Naịjirịa ji abata, na-egbu, na-emebi, na-akwọbi, na-akwado maka ibibi na ịna anyị niile n'iyi. Ọ bụ ihe mere anyị ji wee sị na oge erugo mgbe a ga-ewetu ya bụ ajọ ntọala Decree 24. Ndewonu.
Ndewo. Sister Augusta.
All right. Àkọsílẹ̀ wa lónìí. Nàìjíríà dáwọ́ láti jẹ́ aláìlẹ́sìn, ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n darapọ̀ mọ́ àwọn OIC láti dá ṣàríà nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà. Wọ́n dẹ̀ dá ṣàríà yẹn ní 12 northern states. Ìlànà Nàìjíríà ó ti bàjẹ́ lọ títí. Gbogbo owó àti ẹ̀rọ tó wá láti Nàìjíríà wọ́n ti dá lọ sí Niger Republic. Àníkíní náà ti jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà kó bàjẹ́ lọ títí. Ó dẹ̀ wá jẹ́ kí Niger Republic kó máa dá sí òkè. Ìkẹta, ètò tó wà láti gbógun sí Nàìjíríà, òun ni wọ́n ń ṣe nísinsìnyí. Ó dẹ̀ dàbí ìgbà tí wọ́n gbé ogun sí àwọn ẹ̀sìn Kristẹni tó wà ní Lebanon àti tó wà ní Turkey. Irú nǹkan tó ń ṣe ń gbà náà náà fẹ́ ṣe nísinsìnyí Nàìjíríà. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti pẹ́tipẹ́. Ẹ̀kẹrin, 1999 Constitution tá à ń pè ní àpàṣẹ orílẹ̀-èdè tó wà nínú Nàìjíríà, òun ló jẹ́ ọ̀nà tí wọ́n ń gbà láti pa gbogbo àwọn tó wà ní ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà. Ọ̀nà náà fi ń gbà, náà fi ń da gbogbo nǹkan rú. Wọ́n ti dàrú. Kíní náà ló jẹ́ ká fi mọ̀ pé a ò fẹ́ constitution yẹn mọ́. A ti ní pé dandan nìkan dá dúró. A dẹ̀ ti ń gbàdúrà pé láti òní lọ, àwọn ará wa máa mọ̀ pé constitution yẹn ló mú wa dúró síbi tá a wà nísinsìnyí. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. I think I've tried.
Sounded good to me.
A last point here for those of us, in as much as we do not want to talk about the rogue franchise, we do not want to talk about the supreme fraudster. He is about to have his normal ranting today, and he has posted something on the Facebook about pictures about him having army that will secure Biafra land.
You mean photoshopped pictures?
Photoshopped pictures, please. For those of you that do not know that those pictures are photoshopped, please look at it clearly. Those people are Ndo Ibo, the ones that are wearing the blue beret. Then he has those that he actually used that wore the red beret. But please, do not follow this guy. He's about to push our people into what he did with the Obibo. He has not even repented from that. So in as much as we do not want to talk about it, there is no way we will not talk about it, because it's our people that is endangering. We need to stop him. He's trying to use that to come back when his deputy has left him, because his deputy has found out that they have told these lies for years and it hasn't benefited. So it's time we all came together and did the right thing. And that is why the deputy left. So please, for our people, you will say you are not hearing. He is posting pictures, fake pictures, superimposed pictures, photoshopped pictures of things that are not in vogue, that are not in place. So our land is already where it's at. We don't want him to come and bring army to come and clear our people. Bikono, please do not listen to his ranting. He has nothing to offer. He hasn't met anybody. He hasn't seen anybody. He's not interested in your Biafra. If you are going to get Biafra, it is through this process. And as Sister Jen said, we have to get that freedom first. Once we get the freedom, we will now do what is called referendum. You see that referendum that's been shouting? We're at the junction where we'll do it now. And that is when we will decide whether we want to remain with Nigeria or whether we want to go. And I know a lot of us really want, I want to go. Why would I want to be in Nigeria? But it's something that all of us will have to decide. I will not be the one to decide it. It has to be a collective thing. And that is why the multi-regional constitutional force majeure is about to take place. So we just want everybody to put your ears on the ground and know what is at stake, and do not listen to this. The guy is out of money. He's broke. When those of us that left him in the US, we left him, his money stopped coming. So I need you all to understand it's all about the money. He wants it for himself and his family alone, not for you all. And for your information, if you have those people ranting on Facebook, these are his paid agents. He actually rented he actually rented a warehouse where he bought computers for guys that have multiple Facebook names. So if they say Marida, don't mind those people. They are paid agents, please. Beacon, we are just using this opportunity to tell our people, do not listen to his rantings. His ranting is not getting you freedom. What is getting you freedom is what we are doing right now. And he does not require any form of anarchy. Please. Thank you, sister. I'm sorry I get too emotional sometimes.
Thank you, Sister Augusta. Sister Jane, please, your final statement so we can go.
Okay. Well, again, just to say that all hands are needed on deck. And I cannot thank the Movement for New Nigeria, which is the Ethnic Nationalities Alliance that has been working on this for a long time. I cannot thank the NGOs across the world that has been talking about what's going on in Nigeria and finally being able to get the International Criminal Court, to get the US, and to really set focus and attention on what's going on in Nigeria. The truth of the matter is that we are facing an existential threat, and that means we are facing being killed. We are being killed. That's ongoing. And it is time that we all got behind this plan to take down the 1999 Constitution so that we can get our freedom, whatever the people decide. It's about the people's will. So please go to www.freedomfromnigeria.com. And if you want to send some information, it's freedomfromnigeria@gmail.com, so that you can become involved, both here in the diaspora and also on the ground, so that we can get everyone involved. Thank you all very much, Daughters of the Truth, for what you continue to do. And this, is a great avenue to share information so people actually understand what's going on, because there's so much misinformation out there. So you need to be able to get the right information. So thank you all very much for having me today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So our people will see you guys tomorrow. We cannot wait for you guys to have the best. If only you can receive that. We just want the best, the absolute best for our people. And that's where the love is coming from. I'm nothing more, nothing less. We're not here to make money from your pain. We're not here to sell you bad markets. We're here for total freedom. I have nieces and nephews that I love so much, and I want nothing less for them than I want for my children. So good day. We'll see you guys next week. Please stay safe. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.